Hi, how are you? This is Jeff Phillips, co-founder and CEO of Accounting Fly. I hope you're doing great today. So, what are we talking about today? This is going to be Meet the CPA Exam Review course, and today we're going to be talking with Jack Sergent of Surgent CPA Review. Now, before I bring Jack in, let me tell you what we're doing here. It's our goal at Accounting Fly to produce the very best content for accountants and CPAs and accounting students around the topics of your education, test prep, the technology you need to know. So we want to go out and find the very best information available to you. Today is no different. So we're going to be talking about the CPA exam, some interesting new technology that's coming out of Surgent CPA Review. So let me bring in our guest. I'm excited to have Jack Sergent, who is the founder of Surgent CPA Review. Jack, how are you?
Good to see you. Great, Jeff.
Good to see you too. So Jack, I was excited to talk about the CPA exam with you today because you guys are coming. You guys are CPE gurus, and you educate. What you were telling me, over 100,000 CPAs every year on the continuing education front. Is that right?
That's correct. That's correct. We do a lot of programs.
Okay, and now you have developed technology and a CPA exam review product. Jack, tell us your story, how you got sort of to this point, and also why are you developing a CPA review product?
Well, Jeff, just a little bit about my background then. Graduated from Villanova University, which is right down the street, with a degree in accounting. And second semester of senior year, I started studying for the CPA exam. I was happy to have passed it right after graduation. I went to work for Arthur Anderson and Company, which was a Big Four accounting firm that I worked in their tax department. Went back for a master's degree in taxation at Villanova University, and then went down the road and taught for 5 years as an assistant professor at St. Joe's University. I figured at some point I had to make some money, so I had left teaching and built a CPA firm. It was a sole proprietorship that I started with, and then it grew to a 35-person firm. So it's called GMS Sergent. We hire about 3 or 4 kids out of college every year, and we see that there's a need in CPA review. The thing that keeps me primarily busy, or has been Surgent Professional Education, which is this training for once you're a CPA, you have to take about 40 hours a year of continuing ed, and we provide a very wide selection of courses in that area.
So now you've been doing professional education for years, but you guys have built a CPA exam review product. Why'd you build it, and what can you tell us about it?
Well, what's interesting, Jeff, is like 30 years ago when I took the CPA exam, or over 30 years ago, there wasn't that much information on it. Still, it was pretty hard, but in other words, think about how much tax legislation, accounting legislation has occurred. So now, basically, there's about 400 topics that are tested on the CPA review exam, and you have to take 15 college courses to do that. And if you think about it, Jeff, the hard part is that there's so much information, and what we found with our kids coming out of college and trying to pass the exam is that they've been taking a linear approach to studying, which is basically read material, watch some very long videos, try to take some tests, but equalize your study with all those different topics, and they're just running out of time. So it's not unusual for kids to take 300 hours to try to pass one part of the CPA exam. And the problem is you have to get through all 4 parts in an 18-month period of time. And if you don't get through it in 18 months, you start to lose each part that you previously took, and you could wind up starting over. So there's a problem here, Jeff, and this has just recently come out with an AI CPA study. Back in 2006, 62% of the kids that took the exam passed within that 18-month period of time. Now, it doesn't mean they passed all 4 parts. They could have failed a part and retook it, but they got through in 18 months. Today, in 2014, that number went down to basically 47%, 25% drop. So what's happening is that kids are kind of giving up and fewer people are becoming CPAs, and it's becoming a real concern. So there's a need to try to figure out a more efficient and effective way of studying, and that's what we're trying to do.
Fascinating numbers, by the way, because that's of grave concern. Would like to hit that a little bit later. So you have this new course. We have this problem of dropout on the CPA exam. How does Surgent CPA Review help students pass this in less time?
Well, Jeff, first of all, we had to make a really big commitment to this. If you're going to try to change the dynamics of this, you have to make a large commitment. So we've, in the past 2 years, invested $3 million creating the team, I will say, to create the correct product. And by that, what I mean is we have to have full-time writers to write and keep the material up to date. We have to have the best instructors to do these videos. And instead of our videos, for example, being 4 hours in length, we know that you have to focus on it. So we've created videos 5 to 30 minutes tops in length to really focus on those types of issues. And then the other issue is you have to have the right customer support team, and the secret source that we have, and we believe this is really important, is our adaptive learning software platform. And we'll talk a little bit about that more, but we needed a different way to go at the exam, and our adaptive learning platform is really the key to that.
So I want to dig a little bit more about adaptive learning, Jack. One of the benefits you've said is that because of this commitment you've made on CPA review, it can decrease the amount of time it takes for a student to pass the CPA exam. What is the role that adaptive learning plays in reducing that time for a student?
Yeah, so the whole key is, right, the whole key is to try to compress the time, try to spend less time, be more efficient and effective. And what we've created is adaptive learning is a set of algorithms that basically test you on your knowledge base. So as I was trying to explain to you earlier, Jeff, when you do a linear approach, you're just studying everything. In other words, you're doing equal sessions on all these different topics. And the reality is there's certain things that certain students know really well, and there's things that you don't know really well. So what our adaptive learning platform does is basically makes you take a practice exam and will determine what you know well. And once you know it well, okay, you're not supposed to spend your time there. In other words, we know that you've created enough expertise to pass, and the adaptive learning will then focus on those areas that you're weak. So the more knowledge you have, the more you get past that and focus on your weakness areas. And then the adaptive learning platform will concentrate on testing you and reviewing those areas that you don't know. And this is the hard thing. Kids don't really know if they know enough or they not know enough. So they're constantly hitting areas that they would pass anyway. So this is refocusing their time on the areas that they're weak in and really concentrating on that and helping them pass the exam in a shorter period of time.
Yeah, that sounds great. What can you tell us about the market reaction to this, and do you have any feedback from the accounting community?
Yeah, and there's two accounting communities. One is there's the university community, and we were at a PACBA, which is a big conference of university professors, and we introduced the new product, and we're getting tremendous feedback. We're having a lot of the universities contact us now and want to incorporate our product into their classroom situation, which is really, really exciting. The second is the firms. And the issue with the firms is again, this is a new product for us and we're going out to the firms, but we have to educate the firms. The firms think that the kids aren't studying hard enough and that's why they're not getting through it. And the reality is the kids are studying really hard, they just aren't studying the right way. So we're in an educational mode with the firms trying to indicate to them, like this AI CPA product, that the project that they came out with, that there's a need to do it a different way. And you need a different product. So we're out there pitching the firms, and we're seeing it very successfully received at this point in time. So we're really excited.
That's exciting. Let me ask you a few questions just about the product in general. How do you handle customer service if a student has a question or has a technical issue? How do you help them?
Well, the good news is that unlike some of our competitors, we have all of our writers and instructors full-time on staff. So if there's an issue that's a technical issue, we can get right to the writer and say, hey, let's focus in on this issue. What's the problem? And then we have a customer support team that we brought in and have trained that really understands the product as well. So we're committed. We are fully committed to helping the students pass the exam, whatever time that takes them. And hopefully it only takes an 18-month period max.
You said whatever the time it takes. So that actually tees up my next question, Jack, is can you be specific about how long access lasts for a student?
It doesn't. There's not a set expiration date, which is really important along those lines. So we should be really comfortable with that issue.
Just big picture. What else should we know about this product? It sounds like it has a big time reduction. You have a team of experts that are building the product. It sounds great. Just big picture. What else should we be knowing about this?
Well, I think it's important to understand what we're trying to do with the video products. We have over 350 video products that we put together to watch this. And again, our competitors do these 4-hour videos. You really, how do you watch a screen for 4 hours? It's really tough. Ours is an intense process. So for example, we have one of our kids that's studying for the exam right now, and he takes the train from Philadelphia. We're out in Devon, Pennsylvania, about 45 minutes away. He takes the train in and out every day. So our platform is a mobile platform. You can do it on your phone. You can do it on your iPad. You can do it on anything you need. So you can study more effectively just anywhere. And we find that to be very important for younger kids, that they want this flexibility in studying.
Jack, you've taught hundreds of thousands of CPAs. You guys are training accounting students to take the CPA exam. Give me one fantastic piece of advice you would offer someone who's about to start the CPA exam process.
Start as soon as you can. I mean, you come out of college, you're used to studying. The sooner you can start studying, the sooner you can get that exam under your belt, the better it is for your career, because the firms want you to get through. They want you to advance. And by the way, you're going to make a lot more money. As soon as you become a CPA, our kids get a raise. And the way it works in public accounting is the more you know, the more we can charge, the more we can charge, the more we can pay you. So it's pretty simple. The faster you get a technical knowledge behind you, you get that CPA behind you, you move in your career, the more money you're going to make. And being a CPA is a lifetime event. It's a great career opportunity, and you can make a lot of money.
Jack, last thing, Surgent has this fantastic flashcard app, and we're going to be putting this in the hands of the students on Accounting Fly and during Meet the Firms week. Can you give a little plug for this app?
Yeah, it's just really neat. In other words, other competitors charge for it, but we just have an app that basically allows you to just do flashcards for the CPA review. It's all 4 parts. We're giving it away free. You can go to your site. You can go to surgent.com/CPA review. No problem, and get that. So we're there to support the students.
Jack, I feel like I know a lot more about this product. I look forward to sharing it with our students. Thank you for your time and the time putting into this video, and I know our paths will cross soon. Thanks so much for your time this morning.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, bye for now.
Bye.